Welcome, guys, to the latest episode of the Tap or Snap podcast. I'm Ricardo. I'm joined here by Syed,
Hey guys, what's up?
by Ujwal,
Hey, people.
and by Abhishek.
What's up, fight fans?
So, guys, what do we talk about first?
I think we need to
Hmm.
talk about the biggest talking point from UFC 322, right? And it's not Islam Makhachev becoming a double champion. It's Dylan Dennis getting, no. Dylan Dennis
Oh, God.
getting what he deserved, maybe. So I just want to start off before I get your thoughts on this. It's like I knew something was going to happen at a PPV because something always happens at a PPV. We've seen
Yeah.
fans falling from rails. We've seen beer being given to fighters when they're walking past there. We've
Yeah.
seen crowd brawls. So when I saw this on my Twitter feed, I thought it's a typical brawl that happens between two fans or something. And then I saw like no, there's Dylan Dennis involved. And then you see
His
Magomed
sneakers.
yeah, Magomed Zainukov is punching him from behind and his sneakers
Right.
falling off. It's so hilarious, right?
Yeah.
And that was, I think, the most interesting thing of the main card before all those knockouts started happening. So
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, this is so hilarious and funny at the time. Like, oh man, it was too good.
You know what's the worst? I mean, the messed up part. Dylan said this after the whole brawl situation. I think he said it on Michael Bisping's podcast. He
Uh-huh.
had a cousin who was with him for the event, and he got punched
Oh,
too. And only had nothing
Oh,
to
that
do with
was
the whole
him.
brawl.
yeah.
Yeah, he
That
had
was him
nothing to do
because
with the
I
brawl.
saw a guy that was clearly not part of that, but he was getting punched because he was trying to separate them or something. Like, guys,
Yeah,
no, come on.
Man, if you're not a fighter,
Jesus.
when if you're not a fighter, if
Yeah.
fighters are brawling, just stay away. I mean,
Yeah, just stay out
that
of it.
should be
Just stay out of
common knowledge. But dude, shouldn't have been banned. Come on. This is MMA, okay? This is not cricket. This is not a gentleman's sport. We fight, we have fun. A guy brought his infant. I mean, we are up for all sorts of weirdness. So why ban him? If anything, I think that made the even more I don't know watch worthy. So
it. Mm.
invite him, give him free tickets, invite him to every
yeah. I think,
PPV. Dude, they
yeah, I
signed
think the whole
Hasbullah, man. They signed Hasbullah. Why not sign Dylan Dennis as their mascot or something? Do it.
Oh, yeah, I
I
can't
think the
believe
whole
they did
angle
that.
that Dana is going for and the UFC in general is going for. I don't know if you guys have heard of this. It's a
Yeah.
typical old saying in sports that a sport starts going into the mainstream and becoming more popular when it becomes safe for the kids and sexy for the ladies. And that's what happened with F1. That's what happened
Yeah.
with football. Like if you remember football in the 60s,
Mm.
70s, it was not
Yeah.
safe for the audience, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
People would get stabbed,
Yeah.
people would get killed and everything. And right now it's this mainstream sport, this huge ass culture that has built around the sport.
Hmm.
So I think that's what Dana is trying to do with the new PBS deal and everything, and he just doesn't want people messing that up.
Mm.
He just doesn't want that. Even with the press conference has tamed down so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
He just
I can
doesn't
see
allow
what you're
reporters
saying.
to ask.
I can see
Yeah,
what you're
yeah.
saying. Um,
That makes sense,
you know,
actually. Yeah.
I wasn't surprised at all that the brawl happened, and I knew the moment I heard that brawl, I knew okay, that's Dylan Dennis and Islam Makashev's camp because Dylan Dennis is up, and I don't know if you guys know this, but apparently the reason that they started brawling is because Dylan Dennis, and this is according to a tweet by one of these MMA Twitter accounts. I think it's Spinning Backfist, but don't quote me
Yeah,
on it.
I read
But
about this.
apparently Dylan Dennis, yeah, he showed one of them, Chanko, I believe, an AI video of Islam Makhachev and Ali
Yeah.
Abdelaziz
Ali
kissing.
just
So
Oh
yeah,
my God.
yeah. But
No,
honestly,
and then there's this.
if
Sorry,
you
just
walk
cutting
up
in.
to go
Just
on.
sorry, cutting in. I'll just finish this up. So there's this other thing that they had a video of Islam or a photo of Islam embracing. I think the adult star Mia Khalifa. I'm not sure. That was also
yeah.
something that he shared,
Oh
right?
wow,
So,
wow.
Ricardo, you can continue, but I know where you're going with this. Like, if you're gonna show this to
Yeah,
the Muslim Brotherhood, as they say, it's gonna be bad,
yeah. I mean, the thing is, if you're going up to like 60 or 30 Dagestanis and you're showing them that, that's just
Yeah.
natural selection. You want to die. Like that's just
Yeah.
It's just absolutely ridiculous. Um, I do think Dana White does not want that anymore because for the
Anymore,
longest
yeah.
time,
Yeah.
MMA was regarded as, human cockfighting.
Mm.
Yeah.
It was always looked at as lowbrow sports.
Yeah.
Boxing was the most extreme that mainstream sports was willing to take. MMA was just too much. People would even question whether it has rules or not. So I think Dana White doesn't want to allow anything that could lend itself to that sentiment where people are like, oh yeah, you see, these are the kind of people that MMA attract as a sport. But at the same time, Dana White himself has a history of just acting in a way that you don't normally see an executive in a sport behave, especially in
Yeah.
public. So, I do think it is a case of now that the UFC is part of a bigger conglomerate. He doesn't want these kinds of freak incidents. But what do you expect if you allow Dylan Dennis and then 60 Dagestanis? That camp has a history of either jumping people or surrounding people because they did attack Connor at UFC
Yeah.
229. They
Yeah.
also did surround Artem Lobov at the hotel. They cornered him. Granted, Artem was talking shit, but does talking shit really warrant you rolling in like 30 guys deep for one guy? And then Tony Ferguson says that during fight week, um, Khabib and his camp surrounded him and his wife and his kid. I don't know how true that is, but they have a history of these brawls and surrounding
Yeah.
people and confronting people and so on. And then you throw in Dylan Dennis, who he just starts shit for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
What did he think was going
I'm,
to happen? Even Jorge Masvidal said that he was gonna
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
before the brawl started, he was
Yeah.
actually moving towards him to attack him. So
yeah.
he's gonna get beat up by somebody.
Was I surprised by Dylan's behavior? No. Was I surprised by the Dagestani boys jumping him? No. Was I surprised by Dana's reaction? No. What I was surprised by was Connor hasn't reacted to it yet.
So Connor's on a digital cleanse, right? He
Hiatus,
hasn't
yeah.
tweeted, he
Yeah.
hasn't posted anything for 3, 4 weeks. I don't know what's up with that. I'm concerned for Connor now. Like you want him to tweet, right? He would tweet something,
Yeah.
Islam becoming a double champion, and then
Yeah.
Dana White saying that he's on the road to become the GOAT. Connor
Yeah.
would be the
Right.
first
Yeah,
one
I
to
should
jump
have.
at that. Like he's like there. He's
Man,
got
that is
tweets
not
ready.
right.
Yeah,
You
Expect at
dude,
you
least
nothing.
a voice note from him, a drunk voice note. That's the least you
Man.
expect from him.
something because
Bro, the
there's no
guy
way
is
he would just
the
stay
guy is getting in shape,
quiet
okay?
after this.
The guy is getting in shape, I think. Like he's
Yeah.
I
slimmer.
think he
Let's see.
posted a
Yeah.
I think he posted a video or an image, I think, of him training today or post
Yeah.
training or something. And he looks in shape,
Mm,
but I mean, it's gone.
I
Yeah.
think he's
He
in
was in and
Mars.
out
I
of
think
shape.
Elon Musk has taken him to Mars or something. There's no way he would not have reacted to Islam winning and Khabib doing all of that stuff, taking the belts from Dana White. That's prime material for Conor McGregor,
yeah,
right? You want him to
it
say
is.
something.
It
Dude,
honestly is.
didn't you hear he went through a spiritual journey apparently? So
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
so
Supposedly.
Sampling
yeah.
some of that
Don't
ayahuasca after
don't
the
know
fight.
how believable that is. So,
Well.
But I don't know why Dana doesn't lean into these storylines. I mean, I get it. We discussed about it just now, but now that we talk
mm,
about it, Dylan versus Chanko is the fight to make.
Yeah. That would sell out any PPV, but people
Yeah.
won't be they
Yeah,
don't want a co-main. Just sell that fight.
they would
One
tune in for
fight,
that.
Look,
$40.
everyone who
People
I
would
knows
mean,
buy it.
in the
MMA,
Wrap it
contender
up.
series, if you want him to go through the ringer, I mean that's fair. Give
yeah.
him a fight in Dana White's contender series.
No,
If he
no,
wins
don't
that,
do it. He won't win, man. Come on, they'll lose the big fight. Just give him the guy. Like everyone in MMA wants to see him
just
get
give him a
beaten up,
striker
bro.
with zero grappling experience, and I think he's good.
Maybe, I don't know, man. You saw with Anthony Taylor, right? He was like beating him up a little bit in the streets, but hey, maybe.
Now the whole thing is he's going to fight Anthony Taylor. I think Anthony Taylor, right, in Misfits,
Yeah. Hmm.
Oh,
yeah,
and they
yeah.
have a fight in December, and they have a fight in the Middle East, and the whole Middle East boys and all like,
I think that's gonna
we
get
got a hands
cancelled.
warm
Yeah,
for you.
He's not
yeah.
going to the
I
Middle
can
East, man.
imagine. I can imagine.
So, what next, man? There's a lot of stuff today. So what next? What is the big? I mean, there are a lot of big things, but
Well, maybe the main event. We can start with that, right?
yeah.
Okay, I'll ask you guys a question. I
Hmm.
think this is something that Nick Diaz said when he was fighting GSP, and
Yeah.
he was talking about people just controlling fighters for a prolonged period on the ground without any transition
Mm.
or a real attempt to finish.
Huh.
And he was talking about the old pride rules where they would card a player or a
Yeah.
fighter for stalling the fight. And he called for a 10-minute round just to see even if a wrestler who's dominant in top position, if he can work through a 10-minute round. What
Hmm.
he was
Mm.
basically implying was a stronger guy or a guy on steroids back then, he wouldn't mind those rules because it works in his favor.
Yeah.
So, do you guys think Islam did enough to qualify for a dominant? Of course, it was a dominant performance, but like a master class, like people would like to call it.
Look, I think it was.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was okay, man.
Yes. He,
It,
he did.
yeah, go ahead, Ricardo.
Yeah, I just think he beat JDM everywhere because
Yeah,
he understood. Okay, JDM's a boxer. He uses that boxing heavy stance. He's very heavy on the lead leg.
Yeah.
So he approached it with a very simple but effective game plan. Kick the lead leg and just a few calf kicks, and JDM's leg was done. It was just
Yeah.
done, and
yeah.
without being able to put
Toast.
any weight on that lead leg, he was outstruck on the feet. He was
Yeah.
outstruck on the feet, even in pocket boxing exchanges, which was weird. And then the takedowns came easy. And then once they were on the ground, I do understand why people are like, oh, this was so boring. He wasn't doing anything. But that's also partly on JDM because
Yeah.
JDM is known for initiating scrambles and for using sweeps and all that. Islam himself even mentioned that he knows JDM has a sweep, but it's just one sweep, just one technique. And it worked against most of the welterweights, even worked against Bilal.
Hmm.
But when you throw in a grappler as experienced with the kind of variety that Islam has, one sweep isn't going to do it. And also, I think JDM was just scared to scramble because there's a submission threat there. At welterweight, I said this a long time ago. Um, Welterweight has a very specific type of wrestler. They'll take you down. They might control you very badly, but there's no submission threat.
Yeah.
And that would allow guys like Leon Edwards or even, and this is a thing that is happening at welterweight and up, even at middleweight. It's why guys like even Adesanya at middleweight, when they get taken down, they can immediately roll onto their stomach, push off their hands and feet, and just stand up. If you do that at lightweight, you're going to get your back mounted and you're going to
Yeah.
get choked out by rear naked choke. But nobody does that in these heavier weight classes because the skill level, you know? So JDM can't afford to start these scrambles with Islam because Islam gets submissions during these transitions. He's going to get a Darce, he's going to get something.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think he was just kind of content to be like, oh, okay, well, he took me down. I can't really get back up.
Yeah.
So let me just ride out the round. I'm not going to take much damage because Islam just doesn't use ground and pound. So I'll just ride it out. And then I still have the next round. But then the next round, the same thing happens. And he's thinking, okay, I have the next round. And then suddenly you're like 3 rounds down.
Yeah.
Now you need a finish.
And you're
So
tired.
I think, yeah, you're tired. You're sweatier now. So, grappling's a little harder. I think that it's just a tough situation for both of them. It wasn't the most exciting performance, but I don't know if it qualifies for like, oh, Islam did nothing. He did try to go for submissions. He tried to
Yeah.
go for a
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kimura,
Mm.
a straight arm lock. He tried to go for a Darce
Even
at
a
one
Doris.
point,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
JDM defended well. So I think that's really what happened there.
I feel he he did go through transitions. He tried to transition to submissions multiple times. It was not a static sort of situation. It was not a
Mm,
Hamza DDP situation. He was just not holding him down with pity pat punches and stuff. No, he was trying to advance positions, trying to get the finish. But as Ricardo said, like JDM defended really well, and he
mhm.
couldn't get the finish. And even on the feet, like he did fight brilliantly. Like, he took out the lead leg. JD was wincing in pain in between rounds, right? We all
Yeah,
saw
yeah,
that. He
yeah.
was in real
Yeah, yeah.
serious pain. So, what do you expect of a wrestling-based fighter, man? You can't. It's not fair for anyone to ask him to like outbox a boxer. That is not going to happen. This was the best. I think this is the most entertaining option we could have got. Like he stood with him. He neutralized his momentum, like movement, mobility, took him down, controlled him, and tried to finish him. Came close pretty much like a lot of times, but couldn't do it. Got a
Mm,
dominant win. I think this is okay. I think this is the kind of wrestling that we should root for, like trying to get the finish. And at the highest level, most of the time, it's hard to get it. He didn't get it. That's okay, I think. So all credit to Islam. Great fighter, perhaps not the best man. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he moved up, right? Like I think that was also one of the bigger talking points. Like he moved up a division. Although he's a pretty big lightweight,
Yeah.
he looked pretty
mm,
good as a welterweight. I think that's important. And he himself said he's enjoying it. He's eating more food. He's on a DC diet apparently, or something like that. And it'll segue really well into what we're going to talk about next about the Shevchenko versus Weili Zhang fight, because you saw the size differential between those two,
Yeah.
and it was like a grade 5 student taking on a college student, right? Like that was
yeah.
so bad. So credit to Islam, because he moved up a division. He looked in good shape. He snuffed JDM's game plan completely. Like those kicks were crazy, and it's very interesting that nothing has come out of what the injury was. The JDM suffered from something badly, because you could see he was grimacing
Yeah.
before rounds, like he was almost in tears. Like something was up, like,
Mm,
and we don't know what. I
We don't
saw
know,
on his
right? Till now.
socials,
Nothing
I
till now.
saw this. Sorry.
Nothing till now. Like no information
No,
about
nothing.
that. Right?
So I've been keeping a track on his socials, right? And
Yeah.
one of the photos he posted was that he's eating pizza or having some drinks or something. Just the food, not
Yeah.
his face or his body.
mm.
Yeah.
So nothing's come out yet, and I really want to know what happened to him, because uh, some said that maybe he broke a rib or something. I don't know. I don't know. It's so strange.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, I think he injured I think his knee in the first round. And Islam kicked him,
Oh, okay.
an awkward twist or something, perhaps. That's what I
Mm,
think.
mm,
Because
mm.
after that, he
Hmm.
was moving on. I mean, he wasn't moving well with that feet.
Yeah.
Because, I mean,
Yeah.
we know that JDM is quite good at switching stances. That's what he did against Bilal, like cutting
Yeah.
angles, switching stances, making it awkward for these wrestlers. But I think one more thing he hadn't accounted for was the extended period that Islam would spend in side control. I think he was more prepared for Islam to be in his guard,
Yeah.
and that didn't work in his favor
Mm,
either.
You guys saw that exchange, right? And I think it was in just the start of the fourth round or the fifth round. And JDM's coach is telling him, like, you have to go for a Hail Mary. You're a boxer. You go out
Yeah.
and box him. What the hell are you doing? And
Get that sad
that,
look off your face.
yeah, get that sad look. And, I was
yeah.
looking at JDM's face, right? And it's like he's completely blank. I don't think he was even paying attention to what the coaches were telling him. I think he was just looking straight at Islam. He's like, I'm facing a monster or something. I just want to get done with this fight and move on. It was
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah, he was
sad.
broken. He was
Yeah,
broken.
yeah, yeah. I think he was mentally broken. Like, there's nothing I can do about this guy.
True.
What can I do? I'm done.
It was very reminiscent of Leon and Usman, right? Like
Oh, yeah,
almost,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. And did you
Yeah,
see
that was
that?
my
Oh,
That
fear.
ended.
oh,
That
that
was
was
the
my
fear. Like,
favorite.
the last second punch, a holy Hail Mary from him knocks him out. Oh my God.
Dude, I
And
texted that.
father's,
I texted that,
yeah, yeah, you
and
texted.
ACL
Yeah,
said
yeah.
like first he has to get up.
Father's plan will go down the drain, and then all that is over. It's
Oof.
finished.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What a way to make your welterweight debut.
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, did you guys see
That would
that
have
tweet by
happened.
Dominic Cruz?
Sheesh.
He said like wrestling, jiu-jitsu without wrestling is like it's
Yeah,
like having a gun without a bullet.
yeah,
That
yeah,
is
yeah.
Oh,
kind of true.
Mm,
that's accurate. That's
yeah,
Yeah.
accurate. The
yeah,
biggest
He,
example
that's
is
accurate.
Strong Gracie. The
Yeah.
biggest example of
Oh,
that is
oh
Strong
yeah.
Gracie.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
The
yeah.
guy is one of
Wicked.
the
Oh
best jiu-jitsu guys. I
God.
mean, yeah, he has won multiple ADCC championships, world
Yeah.
championships, and everything. But he
Yeah,
can't score a takedown. He has zero aggressiveness. I mean,
Yeah.
he has zero athleticism when it comes to drilling a
yeah.
takedown. He just
Seems
can't
to be
get a
common with the
takedown.
BJJ guys, though.
And we saw in his last fight, I think the Bryce Mitchell fight, that was not his last fight,
Hmm.
right? Was it his last fight? I think that was his
Yeah,
last
Yeah.
fight
Price
against
Mitchell
Bryce
I
one.
think
Mitchell.
so.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, he was just going for the guard, a jumping guard
Over and
in
over
every
again.
exchange, and it was
Yeah.
so silly to watch.
Uh,
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was awful.
yeah.
But yeah, I
Hmm.
do think Valentina was just too big
Mm.
for Zhang Weili.
Oh,
She
oh,
was just
guys,
too
guys,
big.
guys. Before that, you guys should call me Mystic Ujjwal from now on. Okay, that should be my name. I'll tell you why. I told you guys about Prates and Leon. I said it would be a KO, not a TKO. Then what did I tell about Bailey? What did I tell about Bailey?
I said that
Hmm.
Leon would get KO'd.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I said Leon
Yeah,
would
dominant,
get
you
KO'd.
did. You
dominant,
did.
I did.
Alright.
You did.
dominant
You
win.
did. Yeah.
And you guys said like it won't be dominant. Come on, and like, what happened? She's gonna go back
Yeah,
to
true,
strawweight now.
true. It was because I was looking at
Change his name. I should
the
change my
recent
social media handles.
trend of Valentina's recent performances. She
Yeah,
hadn't looked before this fight, right? She just hadn't looked that good. Like she was winning, but it was similar to how remember how John Jones was looking in his last
Price.
like
Yeah,
heavyweight days, where it's just like where it's like, wow, you're going to decision against Anthony Smith. You should
yeah,
be just I mean, he still won clearly, but you shouldn't be having anything us like resembling uh kind of sort of like, oh, Anthony Smith is still kind of in there, fight with Anthony Smith of all people. So I just thought, Valentina's getting older.
mhm,
Whaley just she's very well rounded, but this fight really revealed just how much she relies on, I don't want to say her athleticism, but just how ill-equipped she is to deal with someone that just has a much better range with her. And it just
yeah,
made me think of how much she struggled against Thug Rose Namajunas,
yeah,
because Rose is very tricky with her range. And the first fight she got knocked out, and then the second fight it was very close. Some people think she won, but she still struggled.
yeah,
And I think whenever she fights someone who's really good at range, Valentina will not enter range. She's gonna tap your lead leg with a low
Yeah.
kick again and again and again, and then either she'll get you to kick ahead of yourself, and then she'll catch you with like a check hook, or if you try and respond with your own low kick, she lands that spinning back kick to the body.
yeah.
And if you get frustrated enough, and then you just try and like you know run your way into you know
Russia.
a pocket boxing exchange, she'll just duck under, clinch, trip, and then that's it. You're gonna spend the rest of the round on the ground, and that's what she did against Wei Lee. Wei Lee
Yeah,
couldn't enter range at all. She just decided, what, forget it. I'm just gonna storm forward. Well, she got clinched, taken down. She just got bullied. That was
yeah.
like
Yeah.
a big sister,
But do
Didn't
you
she
guys
get
think
rocked as
or
well?
younger
That spinning
sister.
back fist to the face. I think she got rocked once.
she
Yeah,
got
A
rocked
she
little
got
bit.
multiple
rocked a few
times with the body
times.
kick?
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
Body
got
kick.
multiple
multiple
times.
rocked
Yeah,
multiple times with the body
yeah.
kicks and
Yeah.
everything. Do you guys think Bailey's team did a disappointing job of packing that 10-pound size that's required for the differential? Because I think they didn't do a great job of packing the right size. Like with Islam, we saw he had to jump up 15 pounds,
Yeah.
and he was, I think, 189 on fight day.
Oh.
I don't think Bailey's team did a great job of packing the right size required for that weight class.
Maybe. I mean, it also could just be. I
Hmm.
think it was just the range. I think even though they say that, oh, like Valentina's what 5'5" or something, and Whaley is 5'4", or like there's just one
Yeah.
inch, maybe 2 inches
It
separating
didn't
them,
look
at
like
least on
that, man.
paper.
Did not look
It
like
did
But
that.
it
not look
didn't
like
look
that.
like that at
Oh no,
all.
no, no.
Yeah, and that's something that happens like a lot of the times in the UFC. You'll see that, oh, on paper these are the numbers, but it's like there's no way. Like Sean Brady being 5'10", Sean Brady is not 5'10". There's no chance. So, I think it's mostly the height and the length.
Mm.
I don't think it's a case of, did you pack on enough muscle, and I don't think that would have helped all that much. I think Valentina's just too skilled and too
Exactly.
big
Exactly.
for anyone else at 125. Like I don't think anyone at 125 is. I think we saw the answer to what kind of fighter gives Valentina problems. You have to be big enough, and that is when she fought Tyler
Amanda.
Santos, and
Yeah, that's
yeah,
yeah.
and Amanda, because
Mm.
Tyler Santos was winning that fight before the
Yeah.
accidental
Yeah.
headbutt, and
Yeah.
then
Mm.
she couldn't see, and whatever, because she was a big strong grappler, and Valentina couldn't afford to do the ducking under, clinching, and the well, this fight she didn't even do it, which I was surprised by, the ridiculous head and arm throw that never works for her. It always ends up with someone taking her back. She didn't do
Yeah.
it this time. She did it with Tyler Santos and then got her back taken. I think you have to be big and strong if you're gonna fight Valentina, because she's gonna be a better striker than you for
Yeah.
sure. you have to be big and strong enough where you're not afraid of the knockout, because she's not like a knockout threat. She can
Yeah.
finish people,
Yep.
but it's not like, whoa, she has a touch of death. Be careful. Which brings me to, our next point. What does Valentina do next? Does she fight Amanda Nunes? Does she fight Kayla Harrison?
Yeah.
She had an interview with Ariel Helwani where she's like, "Oh yeah, they could come down to 125. That listen, there's no way in
There's no
hell
way.
Kayla
There's no
Harrison
way.
is making 125. She can barely make
Yeah,
135."
yeah,
Exactly.
She
Exactly.
need to cut an arm or a leg off to make.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that is the next direction, man. Look, we all know Valentina is a great fighter, right? Like perhaps technically one of the greatest female fighters the UFC has ever seen.
Mhm.
And
Mm.
part of the
Yeah.
reason her fights are boring is because like she doesn't have to has never had to push her to that kind of a mindset where she knows that she's losing and she needs to do some
Mhm.
desperate shit to win. She's always comfortable, always composed. She knows she's winning, she's just playing her game. And
Yeah.
so for her to be impressive, either give her someone low in the rankings, then she can get a flashy knockout or something, or give her someone that would really, really, really pressure her, really pressure her to be better than she is right now, really put her in vulnerable
Mhm.
positions. And that is Kyla or Amanda, I think. Kyla might be a hype killer because I think she's gonna, big, like Ricardo said, she's gonna big sister her, I think, on the ground, and she's too strong, man. I think Valentina's gonna struggle, but Amanda Nunes, I think that could be a great fight because I think the second fight, I
Mm.
wouldn't be mad if Valentina
First
had
fight.
won it. Was it first fight? The close one.
First
The
right,
first,
yeah,
yeah, the first
Yeah,
fight was
the
close.
first
Yeah.
fight.
yeah.
Yeah,
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
she can still because okay, Amanda is not gonna be there for the long run. Like she's gonna come back for a fight and then maybe retire or something. So why not give her Valentina and let like if Valentina wins, she gets all that star power. Then
Mhm.
make Valentina and Kyla, and then see what happens. But those kind of fights, I think that's gonna make her a more exciting fighter. And exciting fights is all she needs to be a big star in the organization. She has everything else, okay? Everything. Beautiful,
Mm.
really good with guns, and a great athlete, great human being, great martial artist, respectful to everyone, a great representative for the sport. But she just need to be exciting. And these two fights would make her an exciting fighter, or at least provide a fight where she is exciting, even if she wins or not. So I think that is the direction. That is the direction. That is the only direction she should go from here. I think there's nothing left for her at
Mm.
125. Who will she fight? Claire, like Blanchfield or Rose Namajunas? No, that would be too easy for her. I believe. So bantamweight, that is where she should be now. How do you guys think?
I think the UFC might not be so keen on that because after what happened with Bailey jumping up in weight class, they'd
Yeah.
rather have these champions in different weight classes. One thing's for sure, Mackenzie Dern can kiss that championship goodbye.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
for sure.
There's no way she's keeping
The
that.
quote unquote greatest women's combat sports athlete of all time, according to Henry Cejudo. That's not happening.
Do you
And I
think she
think
should
Oh,
just
he's
go
With
down?
Valentina, I think what they're trying to do is, I mean, we had the Silvas and the GSPs back in the days, and they
Mm.
set up these staggering resumes and these records that people can chase. Like people like Islam and everyone, they are chasing those
Yeah.
records.
Yeah.
And right now, we just tied up with Anderson Silva's record.
Mm.
And I think the UFC is going into that direction where they'll just let Valentina run riots in the 125-pound division and let her chase all the records and just keep on stacking up a good resume. And 135 is going to be separate, I think. Amanda, if she comes back, she's going to fight Kayla. That's the fight to make. Everyone wants to watch that fight. I'd rather watch that fight than watch Valentina jump up in weight class and probably
Get beaten, yeah.
have,
Mm.
I mean, probably get handed the loss because of the size difference and not because of a skill deficit.
Yeah.
And that's what happens whenever she has fought in that weight class.
But do you guys think Bailey would move down now? No, right? She's gonna try once more, maybe.
She's,
Oh, I think she's going to.
I
I
think
think
she's
she's
going
going
to.
to.
I think she hinted
Oh,
that after the fight. She can't
Oh,
stay in this division. It's not possible for her to stay in this division.
She can't. She'll get. I think she will have a difficult fight against even someone like a Blanfield or something.
Mm.
and I feel
It won't
bad
be
for
easy for her.
It's the size. It's the
Dern, man.
size.
It's
Feel
just the
bad
size.
for Dern. Yeah, he's done
Biologically,
now.
her body is just not, yeah, like physically, it's not there. Like, she
Yeah,
can't do that. Like, you can't always be at a higher weight class. It's not going to work out for you. She's not for that. She
yeah,
tried, but it's not
I
for her.
think you I think you have to be an outlier, honestly, to make it work because
Mm.
yeah, sometimes John Jones made it work at heavyweight. Alex Pereira made it work at light heavyweight. Islam obviously he made it work at welterweight, and then we have cases like GSP made it work as well at middleweight.
middleweight.
But
Yeah,
he fought Bisping. All respect to Bisping, but that he understood that GSP took that fight because GSP thought Bisping was a favorable matchup.
yeah,
Mm.
I think you
yeah,
have to be an outlier, like a Volkanovski. I know Volk lost both fights to Islam, but when he was prepared, he gave
yeah.
Islam a hell of a fight
Mm.
because
Yeah.
Volk is just very strong, like just freakishly strong. How many people have we seen besides maybe Arman go in there with Islam and just not be overwhelmed by the physical strength?
Yeah.
Not even talking about the skill. I think you have to be an outlier like a Volk or you know somehow Henry Cejudo did it
Mm.
when he moved up to bantamweight, but he's also been struggling with the size now.
Why
You get out
somehow?
wrestled by yeah, I don't think Henry Cejudo's that good, but
You had to say it,
he,
didn't you?
he made it work. Yeah.
Yeah,
I just don't think he's that good.
yeah,
But I think you have to be an outlier to make it work. And Zhang Weili is great. She's amazing. She's super skilled. But, you know, I just think the size is too much. If she was
Yeah.
like, I don't know, like a little bit of a pit bull or something where the strength just translates to most weight classes,
yeah,
not pit bull the fighter, like pit bull the dog,
yeah. God.
Pitbull the fighter is not UFC caliber at all. I think if the strength translated the way it has for some other fighters, yeah, she could have done something. But I think her weight class is straw weight.
Yeah.
I think she goes back down. She beats up Mackenzie Dern, gets her belt back, defend it for as long as you can, and just make that be your legacy.
What about
Oh, I have a matchup suggestion for you guys.
okay?
Hmm.
Now that you mentioned Carlos Prates' knockout win
Hmm.
against Leon
Hmm.
Edwards,
Hmm.
hey, how about
Right.
if Dana, for some reason, just a wild idea, decides to get Nate Diaz back, and we get a battle of the smokers?
Oh.
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 Nate Diaz versus Carlos Prates is actually a sick fight if you think about it.
Hmm.
Carlos would definitely piece him up.
Carlos' ground
But
game is not all that, right?
It's not that great, but
Yeah.
Nate is very good at clinching and making it difficult in the clinch, like with the dirty boxing and everything.
Nate is really good
And
on
he's
the
known
ground.
for his fire on fights.
Yeah.
honestly, I don't think Nate has anything for Carlos Prates in the clinch. I mean, he does have a good clinch game, but I think the problem is when you clinch with someone that's bigger and taller than you,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
have
yeah.
all the leverage. And
Hmm.
Carlos Prates is a Muay Thai guy. Um,
Yeah.
I think it's a good fight in terms of like the build up, the hype, and
The entertainment
they're
value.
both gonna the entertainment value. They're both gonna try and showboat in the cage.
Yeah.
Might be the first time we see Nate Diaz knocked out.
Ah,
I mean,
that's
we've
what I'm
seen him
afraid
get
of.
TKO'd.
Yeah.
The
Like
only
he's
reason
been
I bring it
TKO'd
up is
before.
because, yeah, yeah, Josh Thompson. The only
Yeah.
reason I bring it up is
Yeah.
because this is my personal opinion. I don't think Carlos Prates is championship material.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I just don't.
So,
I can't see him actually. Maybe
so
he
for
does
us,
fight for a belt under
Hmm.
certain circumstances,
Yeah.
but I don't think he's ever gonna be a champion. I think we
exactly.
can all look at someone like Ian Gary and go, that guy has the skill set to
To
be a
be a champ.
champion. He's good everywhere. We can look at someone like Shafkat and go, oh, if he gets
Yeah.
healthy, maybe he just has that thing. Whereas Carlos Prates, he's cool. He hits very hard. Not that skilled though. Just not that skilled. He hits very, very hard,
Hmm.
but I don't know. I don't know. I just I can't see him go in there and giving Islam any kind of problems. Ian Gary, I can see giving Islam some problems with the footwork, the striking. He's not as easy to out grapple as people think he is. But Carlos Prates, I don't know. You know,
He
I
basically
think
just
a
tweeted
fight,
out
a
saying that,
BMF fight.
BMF. Yeah. No, I disagree, man.
Yeah.
I disagree. We really haven't seen. I mean,
Mm,
at least till now, we haven't seen Carlos Pratas getting destroyed on the ground, right? Like we haven't seen it yet. It might happen. He's not the great at the ground,
mm.
but
because he hasn't fought any wrestlers. I mean, he
exactly.
fought Ian Gary, but Ian
Yeah,
Gary is not someone who's
true.
relentlessly chasing the takedown or just
Right.
chaining
Completely
things
agree.
together, trying
Completely
to
agree.
take you down.
Mm.
Completely agree. But at the same time, Michael Morales, Sean Brady, we didn't expect it to go that way, did we? We did not expect it to go that way. Like he just parked his lights out.
I mean,
Did you?
yeah, to an
Yeah.
extent. I mean, the thing is, I've on paper, Sean Brady should have won that fight, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it's the same thing with Carlos Prates. Like he hasn't really proven himself against anyone super high level. He just beat Leon Edwards, but
Yeah.
Leon Edwards is clearly on a downward spiral at this point.
True.
He's
True.
he's
True.
0-3 in his last three fights.
Yeah.
I think with Sean Brady and Morales, Michael Morales is huge for the division. He's so
Yeah.
big. He's
Yeah.
clearly a freak athlete. And Sean Brady is a much better grappler than he is a wrestler. And he doesn't always
Yeah.
get the wrestling going immediately. And the guy just doesn't like getting hit. It reminds me a bit of Brock Lesnar when he was still fighting. He doesn't react well when he gets hit. I
And
True.
he
mean,
hates
if
pressure.
Bilal
He got
Muhammad,
TKO'd by
yeah, he
Bilal,
hates
so
pressure.
And he absolutely hates pressure.
yeah.
He hates pressure because I mean that Bilal fight showed us
Exactly.
everything. If
Yeah.
if Bilal can beat you just by stuffing your takedown
Yeah.
once
Yeah.
and then just applying pressure and piecing you up with a 1-2, that's it. Just pressure in a 1-2 and you fold. I mean, Bilal is one of the best fighters in the weight class, but Bilal should not be finishing anybody
On the
on the
feet.
feet
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the guy just hates getting hit, so you put him up against Morales, who Morales is not like a super technical striker or anything. The guy doesn't even throw a jab and a straight
Yeah.
for the most part. It's just looping punches, but he's so big and powerful that Sean Brady, you know, he just got hit. He did not like it, and he just reacted poorly, and that was it. I just don't, I think it's just a mental thing. He's just one of those guys doesn't like
Yeah.
getting hit at all.
Yeah. But it's the same thing.
On
Like,
paper, he should beat a lot of people.
yeah. But Prates and even Ian Gary, right? Like, I can't shake this feeling. I can't shake this feeling that if Carlos Prates, he put the gas on the first round or the second round, right? Like if he pressured him early on, he could have won. I still kind of feel that way. If there's a second fight between those guys, I kind of see a finish. I don't know why. Gary is a much smarter, much more well-rounded fighter. Even then, like with the right kind of pressure, I think Carlos could get the job done. Against Makhachev, of course, he would struggle, but I think he's one of those fighters who would eventually fight for the title. Winning the title, I don't know, but fight for the title, yes, I think. But I'm all for this Nate Diaz matchup though. I don't want to see Nate lifeless on the canvas. I don't want to see that, but I want to see a scrap and both fighters bloody it up. And even if Diaz loses, like that would be a great fight. But I don't know if Dana would entertain it at this point. Maybe he will. Hey, but I'm more for it.
I don't know, maybe for the White House card, that could be a good
That could be a good
that
fight,
could be a
actually.
good option.
Yeah.
Have them fight for the BMF title that Nate Diaz never won, but thinks he
Badass
lost.
smoker, I mean,
And hey, and if you all
badass smoker or
and
something.
if you
Yeah.
all also have Connor on that card, it just
Ooh,
perfectly sets up their matchup then,
Trilogy, yeah.
the
Yeah.
trilogy.
yeah, trilogy.
True, 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 true. Hmm. Now,
So what have we got?
we have a big one.
Mm.
The pole. He is
Oh yeah.
apparently he's gonna fight Anthony Joshua of all people. Anthony Joshua. Okay, be honest. Okay, be honest. Don't be like strategic or tactical about your answers. Is this fight happening? Is this fight happening?
Yes, because Jake Paul
Okay.
introduced a weight clause. He says Anthony
What
Joshua
about? Yeah.
cannot weigh more than 245 pounds. Ridiculous for a heavyweight fight. Ridiculous. He's scared. He's
Yeah.
terrified. He does not want a big boy in front of him.
Yeah.
He wants an emaciated, drained Anthony Joshua because he knows he's getting knocked the fuck out.
I'm pretty sure he's also
Eh,
going to have a reiteration clause or something like that.
No.
Mm,
True.
for sure,
mhm.
100%.
True. True.
Yeah.
And the fight will happen because I think, and we were discussing this before the podcast. I think this
Yeah.
is like a good chance for Joshua to also make a lot of money. Like, I think he might be done in his professional career. So why not? I mean, I know he's made a lot of money, but then when something like 25 million, 50 million is smacking you on the face, and you don't really have to do a lot of work, maybe just cut weight and all, like fine, why not just take the money, be happy? We've seen footballers and all go to Saudi Arabia and
Yeah.
or other countries to make the money. Why
Yeah.
not this guy? Oscar did it. He went to China like in the prime of his career, like I think 10 years back. So
Yeah.
anything's possible, right? I mean, it's fine. It's fine. This is like Mike Tyson did. Why would Mike Tyson take a fight against Jake Paul, man? Come on.
Mike Tyson,
Because he
it was
wants
an
the
old
money.
man, Mike Tyson.
No, I'm saying he wants the money, right? I think Tyson's making money, but he wanted more money. So this is just a money thing.
Do
Jake
you
Paul has a
think
contract. He has to do it. So yeah.
do you think Mike Tyson, who lost to Lennox Lewis, would be
Yeah.
okay going down, getting knocked out against an influencer boxer? No way in hell, man. Mike Tyson
Money
was okay.
talks. Money talks.
Not like this, man. Not
Yeah,
Are
yeah,
we
yeah,
talking
and
bro.
about the sparring between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul?
exactly.
Is that what we're
Yeah,
talking
the
about?
Netflix
Yeah.
sparring session. Exactly that one.
The
Yeah.
Netflix
Yeah,
sparring session.
yeah, yeah.
Awful.
Apparently, that's what Netflix does now. So, look, first of all,
Selling money, man. It's all
he's
about
not
money.
getting 50 million to take a dive. No, maybe like 5 million or 10 million or maybe 15, not 50. Like even actual fighters do not get 50. I don't think Floyd has ever got 50 million, man. I mean, they say he did, but
That's just a number that came off the top of my head. But I'm just saying that he's getting paid
yeah,
good money to do nothing, basically. And there's no. So
I mean, I don't know. These boxers get paid a lot. The top stars get paid a lot of money. A lot of money.
yeah,
I mean, it's ridiculous the amount of money they make compared to like MMA fighters and all that. Um, I don't know. I think Anthony Joshua's just looking at it as look, like 50 million or whatever. I don't think Jake Paul can get rate 50 million, maybe 25,
hmm,
maybe 30. I
no,
think
no
only the
way.
big promoters can like get a fighter like 50 million, 100 million. But
Yeah,
those are like those are numbers that are only touched by the Canelos, the Terrence Crawfords, the Floyd
Floyd
Mayweathers, and all
Mayweather's,
that.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I don't think Anthony Joshua's ever seen $100 million on a check before. Maybe 50,
Oh, six maybe.
maybe.
Yeah.
But
What I also think
I
is,
think.
what I also think, yeah, please go.
Hmm. Oh, I was just saying that I think Anthony Joshua's looking at it as look like 25 million or whatever to beat up Jake Paul. Like, give me that, sure, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
What I think
Because if I'm
is,
Anthony
what I also
Joshua, I'm
think,
not
yeah.
looking at Jake Paul as a threat. I'm just like, that's Jake Paul.
Yeah.
He rigs his fights anyway.
I think he's also trying to clean slate his career in the sense, just start out fresh. Because if you remember Anthony Joshua, he was this face of boxing, I
Yeah.
think 10 years back or something, the face of heavyweight boxing.
Yeah.
And right now, he's just lost that shine a little bit. And fighting Jake Paul and probably knocking him out is his opportunity to, I mean,
Yeah.
just say, hey guys, let me do this for you.
The
Hey boxer,
biggest
I got you
favor,
covered.
the biggest favor in the
Let me
world for
just get
boxing.
this guy out
Yeah.
for
Exactly.
boxing's sake.
Exactly.
And
Hmm.
mm,
and it's a fun challenge for him. I mean, it's an easy fight for him, easy
Yeah.
payday for him. So why
Yeah.
wouldn't he?
You know what I think? If if this fight happens and Jake Paul steps into the ring with Anthony Joshua, dude, I'm gonna stop criticizing. And if the fight is not fixed, let me get that out there first. If that is
Hmm.
if that is what is happening, even if he gets sparked in the first round, I'm gonna respect the guy. Not many in the world would be okay with stepping inside the ring with freaking Anthony Joshua. And even if he's doing it for clout,
Hmm.
fair play to him. He did it.
Yeah.
But but There is no freaking way this fight is happening. Okay. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. After the whole debacle that Gervonta Davis thing was, he had to save his face somehow. He suggested a Nate Diaz rematch or something along those lines, and people were like, nobody want to see that. And with
Mm,
the Gervonta Davis match breaking, I think it was signaling the decline of MVP and Jake Paul as a brand, kind of. So he had to do something, and in that desperation, he announced this matchup. Anthony Joshua, people would talk because it is freaking Anthony Joshua, and this is Jake Paul. Two people who should never be in a room together, okay? Like when you talk about
mm,
boxing. And I'll tell you what's going to happen. They're gonna do all the promos and all those stuff. And when the fight is like, let's say, like 2 or 1.5 weeks or 2 weeks away, Jake Paul's team will come up with this some bogus excuse, like
right.
projecting something like Anthony, asked them for something unfavorable, maybe in terms of paycheck or some conditions for the fight, something unfavorable, make Anthony Joshua kind of look like the villain, and the fight would be cancelled. I think that's gonna happen. This fight is
Mm,
not gonna happen because look, Jake Paul is gonna if it's an actual fight, the Jake Paul saga ends there. The narrative will be he fought an actual boxer closer to his weight class. He got killed. That would be the narrative. This is just for cloud people and for some social media clicks. He's a YouTuber. He started as a YouTuber, so he knows the social
Okay,
media
now that we're
game better than
speculating and just to add fuel to the
yeah,
fire,
yeah,
here's what I think will happen. Just
yeah,
adding to your narrative, bro.
yeah,
I think it makes sense a
yeah.
little bit.
mm,
Anthony Joshua is going to pull out because of an injury or something, 1 or 2 weeks
Here you
closer,
go. Here
and
you
Jake
go.
Paul is going to run with that narrative. The former
Duck.
heavyweight boxing star is not willing to step up inside the ring.
Yeah, yeah,
And this whole time they had a
mm,
backup already in place,
yeah,
which could be Nate Diaz, which could be a Tyron Woodley, which
yeah,
could be a Tommy Fury for that sake.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he
mm.
ends up fighting that person.
And you know the
And of course,
ridiculous
Anthony
thing.
Joshua will
Yeah,
be
that
paid
could happen. That could
handsomely.
happen.
Yeah, paid handsomely. Yeah. And you know the other
That could
ridiculous
happen.
thing about this. So apparently Jake Paul did not go through with the match with Gervonta Davis because Davis got embroiled in some domestic violence thing.
Lawsuit,
Dude,
yeah.
Mm.
he has had a domestic violence rap,
Yeah,
a
he
long
has.
rap sheet for like ever.
Yeah.
So if that was an
It's
issue,
ridiculous for him to say
yeah,
that. Oh, this is why. It's like you knew that
you knew
Javante
that.
Davis has a history
Yeah.
with hitting women. You knew this. Like, why are you acting like this is brand new
If
information?
there's
I don't want to do business with
Gervonta
someone
Davis
like this.
rap sheet would be
He's
like
had this
this big,
history.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's had this history.
yeah,
So why are you now,
exactly,
acting like, oh yeah,
exactly.
I don't want to do business with someone like that. You did though. You did. You just saw a way out. That's what happened.
You guys remember that video, right? In that basketball court, he was watching some game and he was like literally like holding his partner by the throat or something. Like,
Hmm.
dude,
Yeah.
that is the guy you
I
were
mean,
going to fight.
he has a clear history. He has a clear
Yeah,
history. I mean, come on. Even Floyd Mayweather has these accusations, and Jake Paul wanted
yeah,
to fight him. He
yeah.
doesn't care about this at all. He's just using this as a way to justify the fight collapsing because I don't think he actually wanted to go in there and fight Javante Davis.
So,
I
And
don't. I
people
don't
were
think he
clowning
really
on him,
wanted
man.
that.
People were clowning on him. Like, come on. That is a gargantuan weight difference and it's ridiculous.
Hmm.
Who
Yeah,
sanctioned it, by the way? Like, they should be
a
fired from the.
135-pound fighter. He weighs
Yeah,
135 pounds. That's so little. That's nothing.
yeah.
It's nothing. That's 60 kg. I mean, come on.
Oh,
That's nothing. That's shoulder press weight. That's not. Jake Paul should be ashamed of himself for ever even considering that.
so talking about ridiculous fights. So there's so this is a local kind of news, nothing to do with the broader MMA scenario or anything. So I did share one video with you guys the other day, right? So for the uninformed, I would
Yeah, yeah,
for the
yeah.
uninformed, I'll explain this. So
Oh,
I'm from India. So I'm from India, from a place called Kerala, and so there's this. influencer fighter apparently. So his name is I don't know his name, but he calls himself Manawalan, which roughly translates to groom in English, right? Groom. So
Yeah, that's it.
yeah, so he's a state champion apparently. So I'll put the video up here so that our audience can watch it when I'm explaining this. He apparently had a fight, state championship fight, and he won, and now he's a champion. Now he's trying to represent India and stuff. He's gonna be the world champion, and that's what he said. And the fight is ridiculous, man. It's not even it's. I would forget MMA. It's like I don't know what to call it. He's just I don't know what to say. It's just buffoonery. He's just throwing his hands up in the air, feet up in the air, and the other guy is not doing anything. The other guy is just your run of the mill, obese fat guy. He's not doing anything. He's just beating up
The,
on the guy.
the other guy was obviously picked up from the street. Like he
Exactly.
looked outside the venue. He saw someone, like maybe one of those cart sellers or someone. He's like,
Yeah.
hey, you want to make a quick buck? I'll just punch you up a bit and you come in. So I saw that video. And I just want to say this is exactly why we Indians have a terrible name and reputation for the two sports that I follow the most, right? That's
Yeah.
MMA and football. We can't
Yeah.
qualify for the World Cup,
Yeah.
FIFA World Cup, forget that. And every time an Indian tries to make it to the mainstream, he gets knocked the F out. We've seen poor old Anshul Jubilee be on that side, unfortunately.
Oh.
And yeah, and he became meme material, unfortunately, for what he said about Khabib.
Yeah.
And stuff like this is the reason why. I mean, I've seen that video. It's hilarious. It looks so fake. It looks like it's come from a sitcom or something. You see, I don't know, Adam Sandler
Yeah.
training to become an MMA fighter, and he takes on his cousin or somebody from the family, and that's how he starts up. It's like Step Brothers, Will Ferrell
Yeah.
trying to learn MMA or something. Hilarious, hilarious.
His kicks and
I thought
punches,
it was a
man. He was
joke. I thought I didn't think it was real at
even
first. I
I
was like,
did
oh,
exactly, exactly.
it's a
Dude, I have a
skit.
question. This
Yeah.
guy is the state champion of
Yeah.
what?
MMA apparently.
I've
What?
never heard of
Yeah.
that.
State
I've heard,
champion of
state champion in wrestling,
yeah, state champion
Bro,
of
we don't
state
MMA.
see, there's
champion
no shit like that
MMA.
in MMA.
Yeah.
Ricardo, I'm not kidding you. The gym that I go to, the trainers, they
Right.
come to me and they ask me, do you train? I'm like, yeah. MMA? I'm like, yeah. Uh,
Hmm.
where do you train? I tell them there's this place. And the end of it, they ask me, do we get a certificate for it?
Or a belt.
I'm like,
That's
bro,
just,
now
Yeah.
that's
do you
just
get a belt at the end of it? Our concept
Yeah.
of mixed martial arts is not clear.
Yeah.
no,
Mm.
Like
a
in
certificate.
karate, in taekwondo, and everything, that's justified. You have that. I mean, you have a belt
Oh,
system and everything. How are you going to grade
it's
MMA?
like those people say, I'm a
It's
black belt at MMA. What do you mean?
what the fuck do you mean? This guy apparently is a
Jesus.
black belt in MMA and a state
MMA.
champion.
Yeah.
That's like
A
saying
state
Joe
champion.
Rogan. Yeah, Joe Rogan is a Texas state champion of some shit.
And
That doesn't even make sense, bro.
the ridiculous
Oh my
part is,
god. A
actually the
state
fun part.
champion.
The fun part of this is, so some legit fighters from Kerala, right? So some legit fighters from
Yeah.
Kerala, they said like, okay,
Right.
you are the state champion. Let's do one thing. I'll give you 1 lakh to show and 1 lakh to win. Fight people who are smaller than you from origin. Just come here, you'll get 2 lakhs. You're the state champion. You can easily defeat these folks. And now you know what he has done. So he knows that nobody will go on with his what is that stage fight bullshit from Kerala or any legit martial artists. They wouldn't
Mm.
go with it. So what he's doing now is he is actually approaching fighters who would be okay with this stage shit. And apparently he has a new fight announced now.
Mm.
And I don't know, man. The guy is like half his size, and I mean that doesn't matter. Any legit martial artist can kill him. But he has a new fight apparently. So I for one would be checking it out for sure and see how our state champion performs. But man, it's ridiculous.
A
Jake Paul
Are
live
you
state
for
going
sure.
to
champion.
are you going to like be at the event? Like, will you be covering the event live, going to his fight?
Oh my god, dude.
Oh, that would be
I'm actually
amazing, though.
rooting for
That would be
Ujjwal to fight him
amazing.
now. I'm actually rooting for Ujjwal to fight him. Man, go for it.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
fuck this dude up for us.
Influencer versus
I was
and
influencer,
just
man.
I was
India
actually
should
think
yeah, and walking with
influencer
the
event.
TaporSnap
Yeah.
flag and
I was actually thinking like Ninja Nambi, you regularly train, right? You're pretty like regular with your training. I'm pretty sure like this guy can fuck him up. We should push this on our channel, like Ninja Nambi versus Manavalan.
what's this guy's name? Fuck you.
Manav, exactly.
So let's fucking go.
Yeah,
That's
exactly, man.
amazing. That's amazing.
I don't believe
Uh,
guys like this
Dude, we also
exist.
had one fighter in this
yeah.
Kerala some MMA tournament
Yeah,
recently who
yeah.
walked in as Alex
Mm.
Pereira,
Oh,
except
yeah.
for
Oh
when
yeah, yeah, yeah.
except for when he does that poor thing, he's
Oh
squid.
man.
He got
Yeah,
knocked
Oh
out, right?
Hilarious. Yeah, yeah, he walked out on Alex Pereira's pop out music. He did
yeah.
the exact same bit, except for when Alex screams, it's like a war cry, right?
Yeah.
This guy screamed and it was like a squeal.
oh. That's
But
embarrassing.
bro.
Insane.
It was partly
Never live
when
that
Peter
down.
Yan screamed on screen.
Shit.
Oh yeah, when he was at the
Hilarious.
weigh-ins and he
An
shit himself.
absolute killer, but his
That's bad.
battle cry is like, nah. It's like a squeal, but hey, it's okay. It's Peter Yan. But so this is the ridiculousness that is going on in the world of combat sports. Jake Paul on one hand, Jake Paul Light from Kerala on one hand. So some pretty good stuff. What else, guys? Is that kind of all we had to talk about today, or is there? I kind of feel like we are. That's pretty much it, huh? Anything else we are missing, or is that it? Or do you guys
Okay,
wanna
predictions
throw
for this
some?
weekend. Prediction for this weekend. Let's go. Quick predictions.
Hmm.
Ooh.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! I need to
I
think
think
about
Arman
this.
versus
I'm
Dan
gonna
Hooker is pretty
I'm
one
gonna
sided.
say yeah. Armand is just going to he's gonna do whatever he wants to Dan Hooker.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
more
I think
interested about yeah,
the real matchup is obviously Bilal and Ian Gary. The thing is, Bilal
yeah, yeah.
should win on paper, but he had a recent interview where he he's talking about like how Bilal is. He's like, oh yeah, first round I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna take him down, and I'm gonna let him back up
So that is
so
a
that I can
good
show him that I can
Bilal
strike with
impression.
him.
That's a pretty sick Bilal
That
impression.
is a pretty sick Bilal impression.
uh,
Look, if he doesn't
I
show
mean,
his
the guy's out
Canelo
here
hands,
saying
yeah,
that
he's
he's
gonna
gonna
win.
strike with him. It's just no, Bilal. We just watched Sean Brady get
Yeah.
sparked. Do not do this. Just take him down, wrestle him. What do you
Yeah.
mean you're gonna strike with Ian Gary?
Canelo hands, man. Canelo hands.
Oh boy.
Bilal should win if he
It's,
wrestles, but if he's gonna try to be
Mm.
Canelo Alvarez again, Ian Gary is gonna fuck him
Yeah.
up, bro. He's gonna
I think
spark
yeah.
his
Ian is
tricep.
going to. I think Ian Gary wins this one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
Probably a split
Mm,
decision or a majority decision. That's what
yeah,
I think.
yeah.
But
mm.
yeah, that's my
Yeah.
prediction for this. A
Ian is a
decision
very
for
I
smart
sure.
fighter.
He's not
Very
knocking
smart.
Bilal out.
Yeah,
Mm.
It's a 3 round fight, right?
Yeah.
three round
Yeah,
fight.
yeah, it's a clear.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
three-round
yeah.
fight. Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
he
I
just
just want
pieces him
Ian to win
apart on
because
the
I want
field.
to see his kid copy what his dad does in the octagon. Like that's hilarious stuff, man. I love those little
Yeah.
skits and bits. The little one, I think they did
Yeah.
the practice
Yeah,
impression also
Edwards
recently.
one, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Leon Edwards
Yeah.
practice.
Hey, by the way,
That's
guys,
hilarious.
how did Arman versus Gamrot? What happened during the wrestling exchanges? Was it like even or was Arman winning? You guys remember?
It was evenly
It
matched.
was
It
evenly
was
It was
contested.
evenly
very
matched.
I
evenly matched.
remember, yeah, yeah. It
Hey,
was evenly
hey,
Yeah.
if
contested, and
that is the
even Naveen
case,
said after the fight.
if that is the case, I don't know, man. Dan Hooker could pull this off. He had a good outing with
Arman has leveled up
Gamrot.
after that.
No,
Arman has
not really.
leveled
I
up
think
after
I
that.
True.
think I think the
Now
thing
that is
is
true.
like
That is true.
Dan Hooker.
That is true.
Dan Hooker is a striker. I don't think we can use
Mm.
the
Yeah.
fact that somebody had a close grappling exchange with Arman and then say that Dan Hooker, who's not a grappler, that makes him look good. Like, um,
He beat
it
Gamrot,
was
right?
close because
Dan Hooker.
yeah, it was good because when Arman fought when he fought oh yeah, his name is just Gamrot. When he fought Gamrot,
Yeah.
it was close because Gamrot was the one initiating. Whenever anybody has close grappling matches with Arman Sarukian, it's because someone is trying to out wrestle him, and he just scramble, and he just does not allow himself to be held down. I
Wow.
think the only time that he had a close grappling match with someone and he
Islam.
was the aggressor was Charles Oliveira.
Mm.
But other than that,
Yeah. Yeah.
it was close because Gamrot was trying to hold him down, but he couldn't because no one can hold Arman down. Not even Islam could do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Islam started to, run away with the fight in the third round because Arman got tired, but that was also a short notice Arman Sarukian, who they
Mm.
got like on last minute's notice because nobody wanted to fight Islam at the time.
Yeah.
So, I don't think Dan Hooker has anything for Arman. I
Yeah.
think Arman is just going to just absolutely demolish him. I think Dan Hooker is an overachiever, a lot like
Yeah.
Ali Aquinta.
Yeah.
Not the best
Yeah.
fighter, but a very gutsy guy who, you know, depending on how things line up, he might beat someone that you don't expect him to beat. But
True.
I don't think he's that good. But
And
it's
he
Dan
doesn't have the
Hooker.
power for a one punch knockout or a
True.
walk
True.
off
True.
KO or
True.
anything. So,
Yeah,
and even in that
yeah,
fight that you mentioned against Gambro,
Yeah.
Arman was winning the striking exchanges.
yeah. He was.
Yeah.
Gamrot wanted no parts of that at all.
Yeah, yeah. Arman is actually a decent striker.
Yeah.
People don't give him
Yes.
credit for it.
Yes.
He's a very good wrestler. That's why
It is
that's what
very
comes out from wrestling.
unfortunate, man. It's
But he's
very
a decent
unfortunate.
striker. He's
Yeah,
a decent striker.
it's very unfortunate we missed Islam or Sarman. That would have been a great fight.
Mm.
Would have been an awesome fight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
yeah. I think the
but
last topic we can discuss is maybe what Dana White said about Francis
oh,
Ngannou.
how did we
That's
miss
Oh
that? Oh
yeah.
my,
Oh yeah. Oh wow. How could we skip that?
yeah.
Saeed, I
Oh.
know you have some controversial takes on this, or maybe not, but that's good.
Not controversial. I was like,
Yeah.
Dana White basically said that Francis Ngannou is a bit of a bully. I
Yeah.
think he got hold of Hunter Campbell after he wasn't given a bonus or something, and he
Yeah.
seemed very, I don't know, very big and intimidating. But that's Francis Ngannou, right? I mean, uh, he is a heavyweight. He's huge. When he speaks, he has this really deep voice,
Yeah.
and English is not his first language. I don't even think that's his second language.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when he speaks something, right, it will feel intimidating. Like even if he says good morning,
Yeah.
you'll feel scared. Like, oh shit, he said good morning to me. And what I found a little funny is the timing of it all. Like Dana White's been
Yeah.
hitting out at Ngannou ever since they fell out, and he left the UFC and he joined PFL,
Yeah.
and John Jones was skipping this fight and whatever. But why of all times now? Like he could have said this a year back, right? He could have said this back then. There would have been a lot more coverage. It's still getting coverage now, but it's obviously died down a bit. So is Dana White keeping bullets and he keeps shooting whenever he feels like he wants to? What
Yeah.
does he have on, I don't know, Connor, or what does he have on Jones or something like that? I just find the timing of it a little weird. Obviously, we read a little bit about Ant Evans, a
Yeah.
respected journalist who wrote about Ngannou and some things that he would do backstage, but I just find the timing of it a little awkward.
True.
Yeah. I think Dana just holds a lot of grudges towards him because having a heavyweight star, boxing has always had heavyweight stars for the longest time.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson and all great heavyweight stars. UFC, Cain Velasquez and Brock Lesnar, they came, I mean, they were in there, they were in and out. We didn't have like a fighter who was there for, let's say, 5 to 6 fights and he was just
Yeah.
demolishing opponents one after the other.
Yeah.
And Ngannou was on that rise to be the face of the UFC at that time. And the way he left things with uh, the UFC, I think it leaves a salty aftertaste, and Dana just holds on to that grudges. Dana just holds on to the grudges deeply.
Yeah. But I don't know. You know what? I don't trust Dana White, maybe. But remember that whole PFL Africa thing, right? He was the chairman of PFL Africa, and look, you have been a
Yeah.
fighter long enough to realize that if you are marketing a new product, you should put some stars on the main card, not someone who is coming up. So even if it's PFL Africa, put the African fighters or the fighters you want to showcase uh, on the undercard or on the lower main card fights, but the main fights should have big stars. And that's what they did,
Yeah.
the PFL management. And Ngannou was not okay with that. That is a very non-intelligent way to deal with things, because as a fighter, as someone who's supposed to promote PFL Africa, you should know that is how the industry works.
Mm.
And not only did was he not okay with it, he just ducked on the whole promotion. He just ducked. He never showed up, and
Yeah.
Even
that
I,
is
yeah, even that I think is the PR version of the story.
Oh yeah,
Back
there's
end, there
more.
must be a lot of
Yeah,
things
yeah, yeah.
going
There must
on
be
yeah,
a lot.
for
Yeah, yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
100.
Ngannou must have
true.
been a pain to deal with
Hmm.
because two organizations cannot be wrong, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so I don't know,
I think
like
there is something to be said about that. I think there's definitely something to be said about that
what about
because
that?
I don't know if it's as bad as Dana White says it is because he
Yeah,
did try to re-sign Ngannou. He's such a bad guy. Why did you try to re-sign him and
yeah,
supposedly give him the most lucrative heavyweight contract in UFC history, and he turned it down. I think he holds a grudge because of that, but I do think there's some truth to it because Ngannou, with everything that's happened recently with the PFL, you do get this impression that he's maybe not the nicest guy
Mhm.
ever. Like I do think he's in this business looking out for himself. He wants to make all the money.
Yeah.
He wants to box because even after he lost to Anthony Joshua, he said, "No, boxing owes me something." Like he feels like combat sports owes him something. So I do see a situation where he's upset that he didn't get the performance of the night bonus because he's like, that's $50,000 I could have won, and it was the crazy Overeem knockout. Um, so
yeah.
I think there's some truth to that. I definitely don't believe that Dana White said, "Get your hands off me." Like, there's no way he said that. I think something happened. Something happened. Even Cheeto Vera, when he was talking to Joe Rogan on his podcast, he said that he met Francis, and he said that Francis is a very like serious guy. He was like he doesn't fuck around. So I do think there is something to be said about he's this massive guy. English is his third language or something, and he's just a serious guy in general. So things he may say or the way in which he behaves may come off a certain way
Yeah,
if you don't really take all those things into context. But I do think there is something to be said. He did leave the PFL high and dry. Is the PFL even still putting on shows? Like really?
yeah.
Um, I think they're broke because of Francis. So he had one fight
I
there,
think they're
and
broke after signing Francis.
yeah.
No, so I think the PFL announced so many fights for next year, like they're going to Dubai and a few other countries. So maybe they'll make money for
Mm,
that. But just about this Francis thing, something just crossed my mind is that I think we're forgetting the hardships that he's come through to become
Yeah,
what he has become.
mm.
Like he struggled, man. You read rags to riches story. This
yeah,
is actually that. He's come from
Oh yeah,
nowhere.
yeah.
He doesn't deserve to
Mm,
be here, but all through hard work, perseverance, whatever you call it, he might have a chip on his shoulder or whatever, and that's why maybe he is like this. That
yeah.
he doesn't want to waste time.
mm.
He doesn't want to fuck around. He just wants to get the money, wants to protect his family, whatever it is. So I think that's also something
Yeah.
that maybe plays a part in his demeanor outside the octagon.
Mm.
True. That is
Yeah,
a
I
very
think
valid
so.
point,
I think
actually.
so.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And it is also like, why is Dana White only saying this now? If it
Yeah.
happened that
Yeah.
long ago, why are you only saying it now?
If it happened that long ago, you should have taken action against Ngannou and suspended him or something. Like you put your hands on your boss, right? Whoever you are.
Yeah.
You get a suspension. He lets everything go by. He let Dylan Dennis go by. He's not going to press charges against Dennis. Why?
Look, he
And
secretly
who was
wants
Dana's
it. That's what
security
I'm
at that
telling
time?
you. He secretly wants this to happen.
He wants all this. Yeah, he
Yeah.
likes all this.
Yeah.
He
So,
has talking points now.
so hey,
Yeah.
so that's yeah, that was a good talk, guys. So we covered a lot of ground. A very interesting podcast episode. Ricardo, let's wrap it up, bro. All you.
Yeah. So this was the latest episode of the TaporSnap podcast. We covered everything that happened recently in MMA that's of any worth. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Yeah. Bye bye. Take care.
Signing off.